All right, welcome everybody. As they say on The Price is Right, come on down. All right, so everybody, we're going to give it a couple seconds here while everybody hops on. But we are very active in the chat box. So if you guys can put in the chat box where you're from in this country or in this world right now. I'm currently sitting here in Newport Beach, California. I'd love to hear where everyone's at today. So Orlando, Virginia. Hey, I'm buying an apartment building in Orlando right now, 215 units. Cool.
New York.
Oh, Tark, there's a lot of East Coasters tonight.
East Coast. That's what I'm saying. I think our next flipping summit, we might have to hit the East Coast, Mike. I don't know.
Orlando, maybe?
Yeah. And then also in a couple of seconds, we're going to kick it off. But I'm curious. So if you guys can put in the chat, how many...
What was that? Who is in their bathroom right now?
So if you guys could mute yourself, and then if you could put in the chat how many deals you've done. And if it's 0, great. That's why we're here. So I'm curious, what kind of a volume have we done as investors? 3, 1, 5, 1, 0, under contract, 3, 0. Okay, so we got
9. I saw 9.
There we go. Okay, here's the reason I asked that. I mean, you guys saw the marketing for this thing, and bottom line is this. When it comes to real estate investing, if you don't know how to find a deal, you're never going to be in business. If you don't know how to generate leads, you're never going to be in business. You know, and a lot of people, they're out there worried about their websites and their LLCs and their logos and their brand and their Instagram and their Twitter and their Facebook and their YouTube, and none of that matters, okay? The most important thing in this business, 1, learning to find deals, and 2, learning how to analyze properties. Those are the 2 most important things when it comes to real estate investing. So tonight's going to be different. So I'm going to explain to you guys why I do this the way I do this. So tonight, with my telephone and nothing more than internet, I'm going to be looking for deals. And the reason I'm doing it with my phone and the internet is to show you that anybody could do it. Now, are there better ways and faster systems? Absolutely. But for tonight's purposes, I just want to show you guys that anybody can do it. So I'm going to be calling on random houses, talking to random real estate agents. They have no idea it's me. And I'm going to try to generate some leads. And I think we did this a week or 2 ago. We generated a couple of leads and we got an offer out. The time before that, we got an offer out. So this works, okay? So if I were you, this is what I would do. I would write down every single question I ask, and I would remember that question. Another thing I would do is I would go back. You're all gonna get a recording of tonight's webinar. What I think you need to do is go back and rewatch it multiple times. And again, write down all the questions I ask people, because real estate investing and property acquisition, all it is asking a series of questions to gather information to get to the end result you want. So with that being said, Mike, I think we're going to kick this thing off. So here's what we can do, everyone. And
Tark, Grayson's on as well. So if you want some support and looking for some things, he's here.
Sure. What's up, Grayson?
I'm ready for you.
Okay, so here's what we normally do. Normally, we scroll through houses on Zillow and we look for fixer-upper properties. Do you guys want me to do that? Or do you just want me to start calling real estate agents straight off of Zillow and seeing what we can do?
Whichever works the best.
Well, we never know until we test. So let's do a little bit of both. So let's do this. Let's put in San Bernardino, California. Or do you want to start on the West Coast, Mike?
If we put in, I think San Bernardino is great. One, it's the middle of the day here. We could start on the East Coast, but it's 8:05.
Yeah,
I think San Bernardino is good right now.
It's too late, because what happens is I start on the East Coast and nobody answers and we lose a lot of time. So here's what we did. So every single person on this webinar right now can do this. You can go on Zillow and you can put in any city across this country. So what we're going to do is we put in the city of San Bernardino and we're going to put in all homes for sale. Okay, so there's 317 houses for sale. I didn't put bedrooms, I didn't put bathrooms, I didn't do square footage. I just wanted to see the entire city. So now step one, we found the list. Step two, this is the magic. Are you ready? We're going to use our eyes here, and we're going to look for houses that might be a good candidate for a wholesale or a flip. So with that being said, Grayson, let's just start scrolling and we'll move slow. And there's one right there, Wall Street. One day on the market. Okay. All right. So does everybody agree this is a good candidate? Can I see some nods? All right, I see some nods. So this looks like a good fixer-upper. So the first thing I want to do is look at the property. It's 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 1,111 square feet. All that info is on the top. They're asking $265,000. Okay. Grayson, the next thing I want to do is find out when was the last time this thing was sold. Could you scroll down a little bit for me on tax records? So if you guys scroll on Zillow, it'll show you the sales history. So 1998 for $95,000. Okay, great. Now, are there any other pictures, or are these the only pictures, Grayson?
It looks like these are the only two.
Okay, looking at the house, looks like the roof is decent, needs some exterior work, all new landscaping, the entry sagging, needs new windows. So based on the outside, I'm assuming it's gonna need everything on the inside. So let's get the agent's name and number and let's give them a call. Here's another thing I'm gonna teach you guys tonight. And this is very, very important. If you don't know how to analyze properties and you don't know what a house is worth after it's fixed up because you haven't gone through the training or you're not in homeschooled, that's okay. Because tonight I'm gonna straight up ask the real estate agent to tell me what it's gonna sell for. So who's our agent here? Michelle Richards.
Looks like Michelle. Yeah, let's try this number, and if this one doesn't go through, we can look for a cell phone if this is not her cell phone.
All right, well, let's try it. So just from there, 1-909-726-1051. Okay, Michelle Richards, San Bernardino Realtor. So now, Michelle Richards, San Bernardino Realtor. So then I just Google the name and the real estate company, and then I want to see what comes up. And then I'm going to put contact and see what phone numbers come up. All right, Grayson, are you finding a cell phone number?
Target, I think that might be her mobile. I'm looking online and the office number is different.
Oh, it just drops when it rings. Watch.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna find them. That's what we're gonna do.
2885 is looking like what's listed.
Any luck on
on the big screen?
What's that?
Let me see.
Grayson, can you check in Facebook? Sometimes the number's there.
Tarek, I think I may have just found it. I sent you a text message.
All right, I'm trying it right now. I think that's the number I just called. We'll try it again though.
Yeah, I'm finding the same number as well, Mike.
Okay, do you guys want the good news or the bad news? The bad news is we're having a hard time getting a hold of this real estate agent. The good news is so's everybody else. So what I would do if I was really motivated, I would figure out where this office is and I would go show up there tomorrow. I'm gonna try a number line here.
What about the co-listing agent?
Exactly. Andrew Mulgrew.
Oh, wait. Got it.
Hi, I was looking for Michelle Richards.
Can't help you right now. She's not in.
She's not. And do you have a cell phone number for her?
Who are you and what do you need?
I'm a buyer and her information's posted on the internet and I'm looking to buy one of her listings. Is this an office?
Well, this is her partner, so what listing are you looking at?
Is this Andrew?
It is.
All right, Andrew. My name is Tarek. I'm a buyer calling about 2855 Wall Avenue in San Bernardino. I'd like to buy it cash and have you represent me.
Okay, and what price range are you thinking?
Well, before I get there, I do have a couple questions for you if you have a moment.
I do.
Okay, great. Well, all I can see is the exterior of the property. The roof appears to be in decent shape. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and it looks like it needs new windows. How's the foundation on this property?
Seems to be pretty solid. There's a small basement underneath also. There is a few weak spots in the floor. Only by the back kitchen door. The kitchen is extremely small. My advice to anybody is knock out a wall and make it bigger. It has central heating and air. Not a lot of holes in the wall. The bathroom will need a complete regut, but it is a tub and a separate shower in there. Title shows 2 bedrooms, but it appears to me they took the living room and added a wall there and made a smaller living room and a 3rd bedroom.
Got it. Got it. And I know you just put this on the market. So where are you guys at with price?
Right now, we have a couple of offers above asking.
Okay, so you have offers above asking. Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
we do.
Let me ask you a question, because over the last 10 years, I've bought about 1,000 houses here locally. And I don't want to waste your time because I wouldn't be able to compete with these offers. It's a little bit more than I'd be looking to pay for this thing. Do you have any other properties, yours, any other agents you can think of that might be a great deal in today's market?
Well, I guess they're all great deals. You're looking for flips?
Yeah, flips, rentals, different things.
I have one in South Corona. I've got a few offers on it already. Let's see. That one is 24. It's on MLS. It's let me see here. 22745 Passion Flower.
22745 Passion Flower. And you said that one you currently have a few offers on?
Yeah, it's in South Corona. For a rental, it's okay. For a flip, it's too close to make a profit on it.
Got it. And then let me ask you a question on this Wall Street property. I mean, if this thing was fixed up, new bathroom, new kitchen, new paint, landscaping, the whole thing, like what do you think the market value would be?
Well, the house right next door, pretty much same floor plan, same everything, closed at 435. I'm saying maybe 415.
Okay,
just
so
to be safe.
Okay, that's fair. So you're thinking between 415 and 435. Okay, I guess
I think you need 60 grand worth of work.
about 60 grand worth of work. So
Well, you figure windows, the kitchen needs to be bigger, period. It's just way too small. One fat lady might fit in.
okay, so it needs a bigger kitchen for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me think. I mean, I really love Wall Street. And I know as an agent, you get a bunch of offers, and a lot of times they're not completely legit. I'm a completely legit buyer. I mean, do you think it's even worth writing this up with you as my agent at like 260?
Probably not. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I've been doing this for a long time myself. I am truly fair to the buyer, and I show them everything. And I don't tell them, if I write it up, that's great for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
if there's a better offer than my offer, I'm going to tell them, take this one.
Yeah, no, of course, 100%. Just what I'm seeing a lot in the market right now is a lot of investors, they're coming in really high, and then they're trying to retrade. So I
guys out. I've seen them in there, and I will weed them out in my counter offer.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's do this. I know you're super busy and you got a bunch of stuff going. So This is my personal cell phone number. And if for some reason one of these buyers isn't legit and you're looking for a fully legit buyer, if you call me right away, I'll get an offer out and I can close whenever you want, as fast as 5 to 7 days.
You got it.
Okay. All right, my friend. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. All right, everybody. Well, we had a little bit of a rough start on that one. My apologies if I seemed a little bit rude. I didn't mean to be rude. I was just a little thrown off by the conversation. But he was yeah, that was an interesting call. But you see how I kept going with the call, and you see how much information we gathered. There's offers on this property. He's going to verify they're legit offers. He doesn't think a list price offer will help. Even if he represents me, that's not going to motivate him to really push our offer. And then what else would he do? He referred us to a different property he has. So think about I really want you guys to think about this. What did we just do here? With the phone and the internet, I picked up a real estate agent, had a conversation about a house, and generated a lead for a different house. Would you guys say that's pretty cool? I mean, it's pretty cool. And you guys see how if you do this a lot every day over a long period of time, how you'll start to get deals? Do you guys see that? I mean, that was just one call. If I had 500 calls like that, do you think I'd get a deal? Seriously, in the chat, do you guys think I'd get a deal if I had 500 calls like that? I'd get deals all day long. Honestly, if I had 500 conversations like that, I would expect, let me see, 500, 20. I would expect to get a couple deals that could bring, anywhere from $100,000 to $400,000. Like, just from picking up the phone and making those calls. Mike, any feedback on that one, or should we keep it going?
Tark, we're 15 minutes in. You talked to the realtor, you made a connection. You got 2 properties that are potential. If somebody was willing to do this for 2 hours a day and they did it 3 times a week, they would have more deals than they could handle. Yeah. I think that was fantastic. Plus, he was a little standoffish, and you showed just by being slow and kind of matching his energy and letting him know what your intentions were. I'm a buyer. I'm looking at properties. And he opened up.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing you guys got to remember. I've been doing this a long time, right? So, naturally, it's part of my conversation. But when I started, I had my script up on the wall and I was reading verbatim what the script said, and guess what? At the beginning, you're not going to be as good, but how do you become good at anything? Well, repetitious boredom. You keep doing the same thing. So the biggest issue with this house was really it's only 1 day on the market. But for that 1 day on the market, they got a bunch of activity. All right, Grayson, let's keep it going. Let's find another one. That was fun, huh, everybody? I enjoyed that.
All right, let's see what we got.
Someone just asked for the script. Yes, you can get the script. All you got to do is rewatch this recording and write all the notes to all the questions I asked. All right, what do we got here?
Sorry, do you want me to change this over to a little bit longer days on market so we're not looking at all these new ones?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a minimum of 30 days on the market. So here's something that you guys can do. In Zillow, you can say how many days on the market. A lot of times, if the properties just came on the market, if they're good deals, they're very competitive. And they're a little harder to get. Now, if you find a house that's been on the market 60, 90 days, and you see that they started at this price, and then they dropped, and then they dropped, and then they dropped, well, that tells you that's a motivated seller. Those are signs of motivation. When you see a house on the market for a long time with multiple price reductions, those are the biggest sign of a seller that wants to sell and a seller that's motivated.
You want to do 90 days or 30 days? What do you think?
Let's try 90. If there's not enough, we'll go to 30. Why not?
Sounds good.
All right, those say 6 days.
But that doesn't look, it didn't update. Am I doing something wrong? Huh. That's weird. Oh, yeah.
No, I did it too, and it won't update.
Interesting.
All right, I guess we're just gonna scroll.
All right, that's cool.
All right, a little slower, so I can see. Go up one. Okay, from there. What is this one? Foreclosure, San Bernardino. Only 2 days on. Let's call it. Why not? All right. So 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1,058 square feet. What does it say? I said, what's the description say, Grayson? Because it read for
First-time home buyer opportunity for possible investment as well. Come on over and make your best offer.
Okay, so I don't think it's a foreclosure. It might be in foreclosure. So let's try Felix.
Hello,
Hi, is this Felix?
speaking.
Hey, Felix, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. My name is Tarek, and I was just calling about your new listing over there on Serrano Road in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm actually an interested buyer and just giving a call to see what kind of activity you had on the property and if you might be able to represent me in an offer.
Sure. So we have above 15 offers, all above asking price. And so I'm presenting offers tomorrow, but I'm going to be countering everybody personally because the seller doesn't want to count it, but I want to give everybody a fair shot.
Got it. Got it. And are you representing any of those buyers?
Some of them are, yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it. And I see that. I got a question because I know you're listed at 344,999. To be honest, I'm mostly a flipper, so I have to ask. I mean, if I fix this house up, what do you think it would sell for?
Around 460 was the highest comp I saw. Lowest was about 400, so conservatively 430, 420 around there.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, so you're probably getting offers from buyers than not investors.
Correct. All of them are buyers, home buyers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah, and that's why you got so many offers. Yeah, the market's picked up a ton, huh?
It is, and if I do pick up something, some door knocking right now, if I do find something off the market or in distress, I can definitely let you know. You can just send me your information.
Heck yeah. I sold to real estate for 10 years and I built my entire business door knocking. And then I started flipping about 13 years ago.
There you go.
Yeah.
You go. Well, yeah, if you want to send me your info, because I'm getting a ton of calls. You're like the 7th call in the past 10 minutes. So I don't lose you.
Yeah. So this is, yeah, this is my cell phone number. I'm a cash buyer. I bought about 1,000 houses over the last 10 years here locally in Southern California. And you might know me from some of my TV shows. You watch HGTV at all?
I don't, brother. Everything's on Apple TV. Or
oh, yeah. You remember a show from a couple years ago called Flip or Flop?
I don't, to be honest.
All right. Well, you're going to have to check it out. That's me. So do me a favor. This is my cell phone number. If you get any off-market deals, we move super fast. We buy cash, and I'd love to do some deals with you.
Sounds good. Yeah, just send me your info so I don't lose you.
Yeah. I'll send it to you right now.
Thank you, sir.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. That was a good call.
Ooh, 2 for 2.
So here's why it's a good call. So do these deals work? No, they don't work. But what did we do? We just got 2 real estate agents that said they're going to send us other deals when they get them. So now with this gentleman that I just talked to, this is all about lead follow-up. So now that I have this guy in my database, if I was actively prospecting, I would call him every 2 weeks until he told me to never call him again or he sold me a bunch of houses. Okay? And that's it. You're just having conversations with people. We're being overly friendly. We're talking with big smiles. We bring energy and positivity to the calls, and we're going to get so much love in return. All right. Let's go to the next house. So those were 2 great calls, by the way. Let's look for some with longer days on the market.
25 minutes in, 2 great calls, 2 connections of people that will feed you leads.
What was that? What was that one? Go back, Grayson. Scroll up.
Yeah, I gotcha. I was gonna try and switch it up again, but which one?
Oh, I thought I saw one that was good. All right, let's keep going. Let's go find a higher days on market. Let's go the other way. Go to page like 3. All right, let's see here. Yeah, we need to find someone that says price reduction, 14 days. No, that's multifamily. Oh, what is this one? Arrowhead Avenue, San Bernardino. Go to that one. So, yeah, click that one.
Oh,
So
price cut too.
Yep. So why is this one? Why did this one stand out? Well, if you look, they reduced the price $65,000. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,500 square foot house. It looks like it's boarded up. Are there any other pictures, Grayson?
I said go to bed.
We got a couple.
Okay. Oh yeah. Let's see these pictures. So it looks like someone was trying to remodel it. All right, let's call the agent. Yeah, if they just drop the price, there's a good chance they're going to have some offers on it, but let's give them a try. But you guys, it's okay if they have offers, because you got to remember, a conversation leads us to another conversation. These houses lead us to other houses. It's just about a conversation. So even if this deal doesn't work, maybe we get a different deal. That's how you got to look at it.
I got 2 phone numbers for you.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm calling the 213 now.
Reach Christina Comunitano. Please give your name, number.
What's the other number, Grayson?
It is 909
Yep.
345 1456.
And is this the agent Christina again?
Correct. Yep, this is on our website.
Got it.
Reach Christina Comunitano. Please.
All right, I'll try her one more time. A little stalking never hurt anybody.
And Charles, one thing to add for everybody else as well is like we call, we text, we call again, and
All right, and then see that I called, they didn't answer. So then I'm gonna go, come on, this thing. Okay. Hi, Christina. My name is Tariq El Musa, calling about your listing at 1075 North Arrowhead Avenue. I would like to purchase it and have you represent me. When can you speak? Thank you. Okay, let's keep it going.
Each.
Okay,
Did you
so
leave her a
far,
voice memo or did you text her, or was that a voicemail?
That was a text.
Oh, nice.
So this, you
Love
see,
it.
you guys, you can do this. I mean, in the chats, please tell me you guys can do what I'm doing right now. Does anyone think they can't do what I'm doing right now? Put that in the chat. So we're gonna have a talk. Okay, so the question is, if you can do what I'm doing, right? Why aren't we doing what I'm doing? Why aren't we finding deals? Why aren't we becoming real estate investors? I know a lot of you on here right now, you show up to my coachings, you show up to my trainings, you watch my shows, you listen to the podcast, but you're still not getting started. So if anything, make this the night where you make the decision to get started with real estate investing, because you guys got to understand something. When you start with real estate investing, your entire life changes immediately and for the better for the rest of your life. And then once you really understand and you have investing figured out, you can take that with you for the rest of your life. You can pass that down to your children. You can share that with your friends. You can create a legacy. And it really comes down to you, whether you want it or not, because it's not rocket science. We can show you what to do. It's just you have to make the decision to do it for you and your family. All right, what's this?
Tarek, we have a guest on here named Tawny King, and she said she can do it. And I got to say, she's had a really positive mindset in every post tonight. So I just wanted to shout out, like, there's people that are watching this and really feeling the energy and saying, like, yes, I'm in it. Okay, I can do this. And you know, a couple people have said, I don't know, maybe. The longer they stay in and watch you do this and they get the reps through observation and modeling, the better it's going to be for them. So I want to give them all kudos for being here and sticking through too. There are almost 275 people that have been with us tonight. It's amazing to see this every week.
Yeah, that's great. And someone wrote, I choke up for some reason. Can I tell you, Lorenzo, you are absolutely going to choke up. Every single one of you are going to choke up. When I first started, I choked up every other word. But it's like anything in life. Do you remember the first time you tried taking an algebra class? Like, that was choking up. You remember the first time you rode a bike without training wheels? We're bleeding everywhere. We fell off the side. This is like anything. You just get better. And listen, like, something that's important, like, if this makes you uncomfortable, like, say you're a different name. If your name is Michelle, call yourself Shell. If your name is Mike, call yourself Bob. Like, whatever you want, whatever you have to tell yourself to get out there and make these calls. Because here's what you got to understand. On the other side of these calls, on some of these deals, there's potential profits of 20, 40, 50, 100, $200,000. Guys, I just flipped a house yesterday. We sold it $251,000 over asking. Over asking. The market, by the way, has completely picked up in the last few weeks. Completely picked up. So there's just a huge opportunity staring all of you in the face, and you just don't want to miss this opportunity, man. I'm telling you, like, I started in a garage at 19, and you guys can do this. All right, let's try another one. What do we got here?
This is a good one. But I'm gonna add on to that, Tarek, is one of the things that one of my greatest mentors have told me, you know him very well, that said, either you start or you fail. Like, you have to go out there and you have to make something happen. If you don't do anything, if you don't take action, you immediately fail. Okay. There's no opportunity for success, right? So for everybody on here, like, it's more of a learning process. Like, yeah, you are going to mess up. You're going to screw up on calls. I still do it. And I'm sure you do too, Tarek. Like,
yeah. Okay. So
like, we bite our tongue sometimes.
Yeah. And we just get better with practice. But here's something that stands out. So Ileana just wrote, I can do this. The difficult part is finding a cash buyer. Ileana, I'm curious, what's the difficult part? I'm curious, because we find cash buyers all day long. So if you could tell me what the difficult part is, that would be very, very helpful. And guess what? If you can't find a cash buyer, who cares? Because you can wholesale the contract. So, and none of that matters. The most important thing is this. If you can find deals, you can hire people to do the rest. I promise. That's what I did. You just got to be good at finding deals. And, you know, Eliana, it says the difficult part is finding a cash buyer, but I would love to hear, what are you doing to find a cash buyer? Because if you're doing the wrong things, it's going to be difficult. If you're doing what we teach, it's not going to be difficult. It's actually very easy to find a cash buyer. And here's another thing you guys got to remember. You can you can wholesale houses with no money. So not having money and not having access to money should not prevent you from real estate investing. For example, how much money am I spending tonight? Nothing other than my internet and my phone. So I'll give you guys an example about how I could do a deal tonight. On the very first call, let's just say hypothetically, I got that contract for $400,000, right? Tonight, you guys watch me do it. We found the deal for free, cost $240,000. Tomorrow, I find a buyer for $265,000. That buyer buys the house. I made a $25,000 wholesale fee, making a cold call and not buying any real estate. So how much money did it cost me to do that deal? Zero, you guys. Zero. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I want to brainwash everybody because our entire lives we're just led a bunch of bullshit that's not true. We're told what we can do. We're told what we're allowed to do. We're told to stay quiet. We're told to stop asking questions. We're told to sit still. We're told to go with the crowd. Every single person throughout all of our lives has lied to us about the way life is. And you want to know why they all lied to us about the way life is? Because they didn't know any better. Okay? I've spent the last 20 years of my life proving all of those people wrong. And I'm here to tell you anything's possible. You can absolutely do anything you want. I know guys in my space that dropped out of high school in the 9th grade are worth $500 million today. What do you think about that? I know investors that didn't start investing until they were 50, and today they're multi-millionaires. It's never too late, and there's nothing preventing you from getting started other than all the bullshit that everyone's told you your whole life. So erase all of that because you can do this. All right, let's find another one.
What do you think about this one, Tarek? I love the blue carpet.
Let's take a look. So I can tell you right away, this is an old house. What year is this thing built? 20s, 30s?
Let's see.
1901.
Yep. That's an old house.
Yeah, so I already know there's gonna be a lot of unknowns behind these walls. So like on a house like this, if I can't get a fantastic price, I just walk. But let's call the agent. Let's see what happens.
Right. I got 3 phone numbers for you already. So it looks like the cell phone number is gonna be, are you ready?
Yep.
It's gonna be 314-503-3531.
And the name is?
This is Jose Ponce.
Jose. Can you scroll so I can see the brokerage name?
Oh, yeah. Why is it not working?
Oh, over. Oh, it's 2 homes on a lot.
Thanks for calling Jose. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll get back to you.
All right, all right. All right, let's find the next one. Let's keep it going.
Do you want the other phone number or do you want to just move on?
Let's try another phone number. Why not?
All right, it's 636 444 9515.
Christina, what property was Christina? She's calling me back.
Oh,
hold on 1 second. This is Tarek.
Hey, Tarek, Christina Cominisano, HB Realty, just calling you back on property on Arrowhead.
Oh yeah, 1075 North Arrowhead, right?
Okay, so this is really Tarek.
Yeah, it's really Tarek. How you doing?
Good. I've been watching the show.
Oh, good, good. Are you ready to sell me a house today?
But I don't think you want this one. It's a piece of shit.
Well, that's why I want it. I just got to get it at the right price.
It's too funny. I started to reply back to the text. I'm like, is this really hard?
Like, there's no way. I'm here with a couple of my students, and we're just making calls together. So I don't do this often. So today was a special day.
Hold on, let me get your big heart. He's not as impressed as I am. I watched the show alone. But anyway, okay, so Arrowhead, yeah, it is a mobile home.
Oh.
Manufactured. It is on a permanent foundation. I don't know how interested you are. I mean, the area is downtown San Bernardino.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I can't really mess with manufactured homes. The return's just not there. But do you have anything else you can think of that you could sell me?
Would you buy something with the tenant?
I'll buy anything for the right price.
And what would your price be? The property is worth fixed up. It would be worth about $5. What would you pay for it?
Okay.
It's built in the I think early 90s.
Okay.
Single story. It just needs cosmetic.
Got it. And what's the asking price on it?
We're still debating. We're trying to figure out what to do with the tenant. It's a personal friend of ours that's selling it. So I'm telling them, get rid of the tenant, go ahead and fix it up, put, 15, 10, maybe 20,000 and resell it, but he's debating.
Okay. So I'd have to, get a bid because, the cost of construction has gone up exponentially. What's the address on that? So I can have someone look that up real quick. I'm going to show you guys how to analyze a deal on the fly.
22 Marshall Court.
7322 Marshall Court. 7322 Marshall Court. All right, let me pull this up if you give me a second here.
Okay.
That's in Highland, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, cute little place, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,384 square foot. Okay, and then I see that your clients bought in 2010 for 161. That was a great time to buy this thing.
Yeah, that was one of my areas that I sold them. Yeah.
Would your seller be interested in doing a subject to, and I would leave the existing tenant?
Yeah, I mean, at what price?
Yeah, I mean, I if we were to do subject to, I can definitely help out with the terms and a higher price. So let's work on that next. Let's see what I could pay as an offer. So you think it'll be worth $500,000 once it's fixed up?
Yes.
Okay, so then I would take $500,000. You think 30 in work, which there's a good chance I'll land at 50. Is that fair to say?
I mean, it depends. What is the kitchen? Do you really need to redo it? No, you could probably just paint it and change the countertops and be okay with it.
All right, so let's call it 40. So if I were to take an ARV of 500,000 minus 40 to fix it up, that puts me at 460. When I go to sell the house, I have about 30,000 in closing costs and commission on a $500,000 sales price. So that would be 500 minus 40 to fix it up, puts me at 460, minus 30 to sell it, puts me at 440. So 440 would be the absolute break even. And then I would let's just call it 5 months. Let's call it 15 grand in carrying costs. So 425. So based on my rough numbers right here, if I paid 425 for that house, I would break even. So I'd have to make some money, obviously. So I would most likely on this, if we're at 425, I'd probably come in at about 360, 350.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot lower than I thought. Okay.
Oh, yeah. What were you thinking?
Like 4.
Yeah, well, here's the problem at 4. So let's just say I bought it for 400, right? And I had a couple thousand in closing cost to buy it. So let's just say the day I close, I've now spent 405. And then I put 40,000 into it to fix it up, puts me at 445,000. And then I have 30,000 in selling cost, that puts me at 475,000. So if I paid 4 with, and this is with no loan, if I bought it straight cash of almost $500,000, my upside would only be 25,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, and then, obviously there's holding costs and things like that. But, at that, that would probably be where I'd be at. Now, if he was interested in doing a subject to or seller carry, the price would be higher. I would just have to know what the rate is, and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't need the money. He's not desperate. He doesn't owe anything on it. The only reason he just wants to use the money towards a different property. So I don't know how, I don't think he's that motivated to take an offer that low.
Got it. I mean,
so
do you think he would do like, 450 with like 50 down on a seller carry with good terms for me?
What do you mean 450?
Like I purchase price of 450, and then I would put $50,000 down, so I would have him hold a note for me at 400,000.
Okay, so you wouldn't have to pay you wouldn't have to get a loan.
Yeah, yeah. The reason is because you said the house is paid off. So what I can do is, I can just, instead of getting it all at once, we can schedule to be paid out over time, and I can get him a price he likes. And then he can just, we can come up with loan terms and we can go from there.
But why would you pay 450 even when you're still going to pay?
Good question. I would pay 450 if your seller said he would do a 30-year loan at say 1% or 2%.
Wait, but what would you do in that case? Would you flip it? Or
No. I would just keep it as a long-term rental.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, then I don't think that would make much sense to him, because why would he get 1% on that money when he could take that money and put it somewhere else for a higher interest?
Yeah, well, because of the offer price would be a little bit higher. I mean, maybe I could even push it to 500,000 if the interest rate was good enough.
What would be good enough? He pays you?
No. I mean, if I were to go in at 500,000, I would probably be expecting an interest rate of 1.5% or less. But it's great for him because there's still an interest rate, and then he's going to get top market value. And then he gets paid over a long period of time. And if he wanted a balloon payment after like 10 years or 15 years, I might be open to that too.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, no problem.
Or towards something else, but it's nice to see how you think.
Yeah, I try everything. There's so many different ways to put a deal together, so I try all of them.
Right. Yeah, but I could definitely keep your number. Is this the best number to reach you at?
Yeah, this is my personal cell, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be around here for the next 20 years. I'd love to work with you, buy a bunch of houses off you. So the next time you come across some nasty fixer-upper, who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
You stole my joke. I was going to say not Ghostbusters. You're going to call Tarek.
Right. Yeah, no, I'll definitely hold on to your number and call you, because I do come across junkers at some point. Now, what do you do for resale? Do I get a chance at relisting that or co-relisting?
Absolutely. If the deal works and the numbers work, I'm totally open to it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Well, it was very nice talking with you.
You too, Tarek.
All right, Christina. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye.
All right, I just went full ADD on her. I was just throwing everything at her to teach you guys. But that was a great call. Man, we're 3 for 3, you guys. That was a good call. That was a really good call.
I mean, Tarek, the students learned about what seller carry is. They learned about what the opportunity might be for subject to, all through one simple conversation. It was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying this. And by the way, I like that we're calling West Coast because we're getting a lot of contacts, and we've had some really solid conversations. But think about this. We've been doing this for 50 minutes. I had 3 conversations. All 3 agents said they want to send me deals in the future. 2 of the 3 agents have already sent me other deals. And 2 of the agents, I was talking about negotiating a deal on the actual listing. So think about how much we got done in 51 minutes, you guys. That's pretty impressive. For free. For free, you guys. For free. All right, let's keep it going. What else we got?
What I love about that, Tarek, too, is the fact that there's always another way to do a deal. I mean, there's a million ways to do deals, and sometimes agents aren't educated on it. And I've been turned down by agents all the time because they don't necessarily understand it. So our job is to educate them a little bit, but we also have to be educated on how to educate them, right? And that's where we come in to be able to help you guys through that process, because there are so many different opportunities for people that they don't even know about. I mean, one of the things that I would have added on there too is like, there's like massive tax breaks and stuff like that for doing seller carrybacks. There's all kinds of different stuff that might be an incentive to help these sellers. If he has no mortgage, he has no reason to move his money, but that 1.5%, he might be making that, but he might be saving 6% on his taxes because of that. You know, like you have no idea.
Exactly. Right? And I'm seeing I'm seeing a lot of detailed questions in here. The most important part is this, what we're doing tonight. The rest, people can show you and teach you. And that's exactly why we built Homeschool. Like, if you guys haven't taken advantage of your free strategy session, you got to book it tonight. You're going to spend time with the team. You're going to go over where you're at, where you want to go. We're going to devise a plan for you. And this is where you learn everything you need. So within Homeschool, I don't know if you guys know this, I'm on every Wednesday night teaching for hours. And on top of that, Thursday nights, we have deal review with my company, Tarek Buys Houses, where we teach you how to comp properties. Once a month, we have weekend boot camps. We have an entire student center. I mean, it's right here at your fingertips. And I'm telling you, man, you can flip your life. I flipped my life. You guys saw my life years ago. I was 60 pounds overweight. I was fighting 2 cancers. My ex-wife left me. I had back surgery. I was ready to call it a day. You know, today I'm the healthiest and the happiest I've ever been. We can change, we can grow, we can improve, we can get better. It just starts up here. We got to make that decision. So flip your life with me is what I'm saying. All right, what else we got here, Grayson?
I'm looking through here. Yeah, and I have an open calendar tomorrow. So anybody that's booking calls, I mean, you'll be talking with me or one of our other guys on the team and gals. I mean, we're happy to help you.
I saw someone
on these calls.
I saw someone ask if we teach micro flipping. Mike, listen, all these bullshit gimmicks, okay? Listen, it's all the same shit, okay? I'm sorry. I'm so sick and tired of reading all the micro this and this and that. No, it's all bullshit. Listen, you guys, you find something, you sell it for more. You can call it anything you want, okay? It is all the same thing. You have to generate a lead. You need to get someone that owns a house, and you need to be able to sell it for more. So you could call it whatever the heck you want, but that's called real estate investing. So this is what we teach at Homeschool.
Grayson, we just got a couple in the chat. I sent you one that said there was a $200,000 price drop. Looks like it's in Denver. And then I'm sending you another one that's in Austin. It's a Redfin. Both actually look like decent deals to look at.
Sorry, Mike, were you talking to me?
No, I was letting Grayson know. I dropped a couple. Some of the guests tonight are actually dropping deals in that look really great, which means they're getting it.
All right,
they're finding them and they're saying, hey, take a look at this. And there's one, Casey dropped one. Casey Keith dropped one that's in Austin. We got another one that's
Wait, hold on. Time out. Sorry. Is that a $200,000 price drop?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. When was this last sold, Grayson? I got to call this agent.
Want to shout out Anna. Thank you for that. Anna Carmine. Drop that in the chat for us.
Show more. Keep showing. Oh, no. Go to where it said pending, Grayson. Let's see what it's pending at and why it didn't close. Pending for 515.01. Okay. Keep going. Okay, so what does it rent for? Sold 15 for 382. Man, this is real odd. It hasn't sold, huh? And who knows? Maybe they were just way overpriced. See, we just don't know. We got to do this is where we put our detective hat on. All right, let's call these people. Let's have some fun. Daniel 1805 252 2015. You guys hear? You guys can hear, yeah?
100%.
Hey, you've reached Daniel Anderson.
Hey, Daniel, my name is Tarek. I was interested in purchasing 909 Park Avenue West in Denver and having you represent me. Could you please call me? Thank you. I didn't put my last name, so they won't know it's me. All right, let's try another one, but we might need to go back to this one if he calls back.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of, Tarek, and something for the students as well, is maybe like a really high HOA, maybe, or I'm not sure. It's very interesting. So I got another one. This one is in Avondale, again from a student.
Yeah, I like
Thank
this.
you guys. You're making my job easier.
Yeah, hey, instead of me looking, you guys can look on Zillow from home right now. This is actually a good time for you guys to start practicing.
Yeah, the students are literally sending me deals. Like, we're good to like, they're making my job a lot easier.
All right, let's look at the pictures. This looks like this is a flip.
Yeah, this looks like a flip.
It looks like they ran out of money though. Let's go to the sales history on this thing.
$305. Yeah, they overpaid for
it. Oh yeah, they're gonna lose money.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's do the one in Austin. I know it's a little bit later there. They're 2 hour time difference, but let's see if we can catch it.
Yeah, why not? Let's live a little tonight. Hey, who's coming to hang out with me next week at the live event? I better have all 255 of you say yes. It's gonna be a ton of fun. All right, we got a bunch. There we go. It's going to be so much fun, you guys. I can't wait. I'm bringing the baby too. The whole family, actually. All the Griswolds. My mom, her husband, my sister's boyfriend, everybody's coming.
Casey Keith, who submitted one of the deals that we're looking at, actually said she's bringing 4 people with her. Good job, Casey. Nice.
Fun. It's going to be a blast, you guys.
Phone number here. I'm not really understanding what this is. Not many photos. A little tough to. You want to give this one a shot, or do you want to find something else?
I mean, I'll give it a shot. Let's live a little. Let's try it. What do we got? 1512 575 36 36 44. There we go. And guys, did I run comps on any of these? Did I check the value? No. Here's another thing, and this is something important. Most real estate investors, they'll find a property like this. They're like, oh, I like it. And instead of calling, you want to know what they do? They go spend the next 5 hours doing research on the property, okay? We don't do that until after we get on the phone. Here's why. What happens if I spend 5 hours of research and I say, okay, I love this property. I call the agent. I'm like, yes, I'm ready to go at 250. And the agent goes, well, we just sold it for 325. What did I just do? I just wasted hours of my time analyzing a piece of real estate that I'm never going to buy. And what is the most valuable asset we have, even more valuable than money? It's our time. So you have to respect your time. And the best way to respect your time is to treat it as the most valuable thing in your life. So you only want to put your effort into activities that are going to bring you a financial return. So on every single house, you don't run comps, you don't do the research, you do the best you can, assuming it could be a deal, and then you figure it out if it's a deal while you're on the phone. Okay, he didn't answer, or did they? No, they didn't. Let's find another one then.
I do have another one.
Okay, Alan Jackson, how would I know if it's a deal if I don't run the comps first? If you listen to my last 3 calls, I asked every real estate agent, once this house is fixed up, what is it going to be worth? And they're going to tell me. Okay, now from there, after you go verify what you're being told. But to get fast information, rely on the listing agent representing the property. All right, where's this one? Bullhead City. Look at this charmer. All right, let's give it a whirl. What's the number here?
Right.
I'm gonna see if it comes with all those cars. Give it to Mike. What's the number, Grayson?
I don't see a number on here. Yeah, no, I'm gonna look up the number 1 second. I love that you said that. I had a deal one time. We were doing a wholesale deal, and they came with a Harley back in the back shed. So we ended up flipping the house and then flipping the Harley too. It was awesome.
Oh, how neat. I kind of want to call one. Someone just posted one in Alaska. I don't think I've ever called Alaska. That looks like fun. Should we call
Let's do that
Alaska?
one.
Do
Yeah, let's
Alaska.
go for it.
All right, it's right here. It's 7752 Dover Avenue. How is it only 5 o'clock in Alaska? What's going on here?
Different times.
7752 what?
7752 Dover Avenue, Anchorage, Alaska.
There you go. Looks like Alaska. I don't see a number, but I'll look it up real quick.
All right, never called Alaska before. This should be fun. And by the way, I hope I'm proving to everybody you do not need to invest in your own backyard. This is a big country out there.
Right, a little about Samson Delilah.
I'm ready when you are, Tarek.
All right,
You
what's
don't
the
know who
number?
Samson Delilah are historically.
I'm sorry, I was muted. I apologize. It's 907 227.
907
Yep, 227
227
5. Yeah, 5228.
What's the name?
Her name is Barbara Huntley.
Barbara. And Yanni, is this for you? You found this one?
Yes, Tarek. Don't call Barbara. She's not very nice. Call Stefan, the listing agent.
Oh, okay. So are you in Alaska? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, I'm in Alaska. I'm a student of yours. I'm gonna come see you in Arizona. Yay!
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. Okay. So I love calling cranky people. So can I call Barbara first?
Try to call her. She might not answer. If not, then try to call Steven. He's the listed agent.
I love it.
Okay. So is Barbara not even the listing agent? Just Steve?
She's like on top of them all. She rarely picks up her phone, but try.
Okay. But question though. So you've been looking at this property, right? Any reason why you haven't pursued it yet?
Yeah, I just looked at it 5 minutes ago after I got on the call with you.
Well, that's a great answer. Okay, hold on. I'm calling her. What's the name?
Barbara.
Let's see if I can make her laugh.
Okay.
That's always the key.
Hi, is this Barbara? Hey, Barbara, my name is Tarek El Moussa. I was calling about your listing on Dover Avenue.
Okay, let me have my partner give you a call back on that because I don't have the information in front of me. Is this the best number for you?
Yeah, it is the best number. And when do you think he might be able to give me a call back?
Call you right now. Let me see. I need to pull your number up.
Okay.
Hold on. My phone is not behaving on me.
That you must have an iPhone then, huh?
Yes, I do.
Those new.
8071.
Yeah, that's the one. I swear these new iPhones never work.
Well, anytime I update it, it never works the same. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, sir.
My name's Tarek.
Tarek. Okay, I will have him give you a call back. Okay.
Perfect. And one last question before I let you go, because I know I called about this property. Do you have any other properties you can think of that might be coming up on the market that look like pretty good deals?
I will have him check for that also for you. Are you working with the realtor?
No, I am not. I'm strictly a principal.
Sounds very good. I will tell him you are looking for a good deal as well and to see what else is out there for you.
All right, Barbara. Have a great night.
Thanks so much. You too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, she wasn't too bad. You know, you got a little bit of charm in there. Do you have the other guy's number? Should I call him or should I wait for him to call me back? I'll wait for him to call me back, but maybe we should keep this info up on the screen.
Okay. I'll look for his number as we're talking right now.
All right. Well, let's find another property. So this is the Alaska one. He'll call back, hopefully. But hey, that's 4 conversations already, you guys. And by the way, this is the slowest way to do this. So just so you know, like the way to really do this is you get all of these houses and you put it into a CRM, which is a database. And then you get an automatic dialing system. You pop on a headset and it does it for you. Very easy.
Tarek, somebody said strictly principled. That's smooth. That was a fantastic response, right? First of all, so I'm glad one of the guests got it. We're getting a lot of the same question, and I'd like to address it real quick. Tarek, obviously, I think it'd be great for them to hear. A lot of people are saying, when I get wholesaling, if I have a wholesale contract, how do I find a buyer? How do I find them? And we're answering one by one as we go through the chat, saying there are investor groups. You should make relationships with realtors that are looking for opportunities like this.
It's even simpler than that, you guys. And we teach it at homeschool. This is what you do. You do a little bit of homework and you find out who bought all the other flips in the area over the last year. Okay. And there's ways to do that. Once you find out who bought those flips, well, then you get their phone numbers and then you call them. And you say, hey, Mike, I noticed that you flipped 1170 Gemstone in Bullhead City last year. Mike, I'm calling you, man, because I got 1177 Gemstone off market ready for you to buy it. Are you interested? That's it. Why? Fix and flip investors, they're looking for deals. You guys got to remember, the deal is the magic. The deal is the gold. If you got the deal, you have the power. You can have a lot of money, but if you have no deal, you have no power. I'm serious. The deal makes you powerful. How do you think I got into this business? I started with nothing. What I did is I found deals so good that I would show it to investors and they couldn't say no because they knew if they said no, I was going to go to the next one and they're going to jump on it. So if you become a master of finding good deals, the money's going to chase you. Don't even think about that. The money will chase you. Furthermore, if any of you found a good deal and it was a good deal and you want a cash buyer, I know a guy, he got a couple of TV shows on TV. I'll be your buyer. You just got to do the work and find the deals.
Tarek, I found Steven's number. I'm sorry.
All right, let's get
the listing agent, the other one on that same.
Are we going back to that one?
Did you get that? 907-301. 0055.
Steven.
Steven.
Who was I talking to earlier? Barbara?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, this is Tariq El Musa. How you doing?
Hey, good. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. I was just talking to Barbara, and then she told me I should give you a call that talked about 7752 Dover Avenue.
Yeah. So a little bit about that place is, so the garage, are you in Anchorage? You driven by it at all, or?
I am not in Anchorage.
Okay.
I bought about 1,000 houses all over the country, though.
Okay. So the garage, I'm not sure about the bottom half, but the top half was not permitted when they built it. And then with the heavy snow load about 3 weeks ago, it caved in. It was going to have to be torn off anyway. As far as the house goes, it's either a tear down. I guess if you wanted to stick, 150 into it, possibly a little more, you could rehab it. The value's more so in the lot. On the house where the one bedroom is upstairs, the roof caved in that area too over the bedroom. So, I mean, we're open to all offers on it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. Let's just say I went in there, I spent $200,000, I got it habitable, I got it safe, looking nice. What do you think it would be worth?
Oh, we probably in the 350 to 400. Just depend on what you get in there. I mean, can you add it? If you added another level, I mean, on the street over from it, which is Old Harbor, I mean, those homes over there, well, they got a little bit bigger lots, but they can go up for high as 600 on that one. But I'm thinking probably, like I said, 350 or 400. It just all depends on how you make the home look.
Yeah.
Area of town, it's there's pockets on that part of town that are good and bad over there. So but back in that neighborhood, yeah, I think you could get that for it.
Got it. And do you have any offers on the property right now?
No, there's no offers on it at this moment.
All right. Well, let me ask you a question, because I am a serious cash buyer.
Sure.
What do you think it would take to get this off the market and get it sold in the next 7 days?
Is it off the market?
Yeah, meaning like what price would I have to come in at to just make a deal with you guys, do you think?
Man, I'd be tipping my hat if I told you that.
This is true.
Yeah. I mean, I'll talk to the seller and call you back and see if he wants me to just give you a upfront price that he's lowest price he's willing to take. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, and I can just get it off his hands. Based on what you're telling me, I think my offer would be about 50,000 cash, and I can probably get it to your client next week.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk with him and see if he's available to do that versus, we can always verbal stuff before putting it on paper, and see what he says on that.
Okay, awesome. We'll reach out, just let him know I'm serious and I can get this headache out of his life really fast, and I'm interested. So please let me know.
I'll let you know. I'll put a call to him. I'm about to show home right now. I'll call him right after I'm done with that. Get back to you tonight if that's okay, or tomorrow's better for you. You let me know.
Sure, whatever's best for you. Just shoot me a text, please.
Okay, sounds good, Tarek. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bud. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're 5 for 5, everybody. We had 5 good conversations. Okay, Yana, I wrote a verbal offer at 50,000. He didn't rip my head off. A tear down probably wouldn't work, because let's just do some math here. 2,000 square foot house at 300 a foot cost. So so here's the thing, Yana. The only way this deal works is if for 150,000 to 200,000, we could do a nice remodel. So rebuilding wouldn't work.
Should probably go look at it, huh?
I mean, we're pretty close to putting a deal together based on that conversation. Like, I'm pretty sure the seller would probably take 70.
Okay. I'm gonna go drive by there right now.
All right.
Thank you, Tarek. That was awesome.
All right. Now, can you do what I just did?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know how your life would change if you did?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find some money.
Okay. Well, we know how to do that too. Have you scheduled your free consultation with Homeschooled?
I am with Homeschooled.
Oh, yeah. That's what you said. I'm going to see you at the event this weekend. Okay. Well, let's talk when you're there. I got some ideas.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And I'll let you know what. Okay, Mike, can you remember Yana? Because you know I'm going to forget about it.
I've got it.
Okay. All right.
I private messenger and said, I think you're about to partner with Tarek. And her face went like this. No.
Yeah. I mean, my first deal in Alaska. Come on, tell me that's not funny. If I'm in here at Newport Beach staring at the ocean, buying houses in the snow in Alaska, I mean, come on. It's pretty cool what you can do with technology and a phone. All right, let's do another one. Who are we calling?
Yeah, so Tarek, this is another one from a student. Her name is Chrissy. She signed up. I've been working with her for a while. She asked us if we could call these people. And it is up for sale by owner, actually.
Is it Chrissy Seal?
Yep.
Oh, I love Chrissy. Is she on tonight?
Yeah. Yep, she's on here.
She's fantastic. Chrissy, I'll see you in Arizona in a couple of days. All right, Chrissy, let's see if we can get this thing for you. Have you written an offer?
She sent me over the phone number of the owners. So it's direct to seller, which is nice.
Oh, it's for sale by owner?
Correct.
Oh, this is a whole different conversation. Hold on. Hold on. You guys are giving me the hardship tonight.
The hat went backwards.
Let's do it. I want to show you guys some game right here. Let's do this.
Tarek, it's Chrissy. Can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah.
This one, honestly, this one's not the for sale by owner. There's another one, but this is one that I've been looking at. I have another one that's a FSBO, and I this one first though.
All right,
then I'll give you the FSBO.
Okay, so
send me. Yeah, Chrissy, send me this FSBO as well. We'll call this one right now, and then we'll do the FSBO next.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So the number on this one is 928-754-2111.
Name?
Chrissy, what's the name? Do you know?
I think it was Michelle.
Okay.
Century 21 Colorado realtor.
Okay, and Chrissy, what would you like to do with this house?
I'd like to see the inside. There's no pictures of the inside.
Okay.
Go ahead. I want to flip. I want to start out as a flip. Okay. I haven't done that yet. I've been in contact with Kiavi, with Zach over there. But if it's not going to flip for what it's worth, the comps are around 250 only, around there, 300. Yeah. But I just noticed houses are all pending super fast as of last week.
The market.
I'm missing all the ones that I wanted, and I did put in a couple verbals. They weren't good enough. But I want to start as a flip. If not, then I want a rental, because the rentals are actually a little bit higher in this area. Like, you know, so I was told by one of my guys there, a realtor, it's $1,700 a month.
Okay, got it. So let's do this. Michelle, you said, right?
I think that's her name. Let me look again. I just had it on my phone.
I hate to do this, everybody. I do need to take a restroom break.
No.
I'm sorry. Mike, entertain them for 3 minutes, maybe even 4. I'll be back.
Okay. Absolutely.
And then I'm going to call these people.
No, you're good. All right, well, first of all, I just want to acknowledge everyone for all of the fast fingers in supporting Grayson to find deals tonight. It's fantastic to see our students on here throwing their deals in. Great job. Chrissy,
appreciate all your help as well, just so you guys know.
Yeah. Grayson is very thankful because, you know, staying hot on the fingers as Tarek moves from city to city can be very taxing at times. So first of all, let's give a hand, by the way, to Grayson for every deal finding session coming in and constantly supporting us. Karen, thank you. Thank you. Karen's giving you a good clap. I love it.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Good. And Yana, yes, there is a recording. As a matter of fact, we record these every week. And as long as you've registered to be on the call, you get a link with a review, so you can come back and listen to the recordings. And as Tarek says, you should go back and listen to the conversation. Tarek has a syntax. Tarek has a structured way that he goes about these calls. You always hear him say hello, there's a greeting. He very often will get into asking about the deal very quickly. He cites the specific property and why he's calling. He says very often that he's looking at the deal, and he will always ask the realtor if they are willing to represent him on the deal. That immediately gets buy-in from that realtor, and that those realtors will begin to verbal vomit all of the details that any investor would want to know about getting into the property, including where the seller's real equilibrium is in what they'd sell for, where the flex room is. Is it possible to get to recordings of past classes? No, we only send a recording to the people that are registered for this specific call. We don't post them publicly because we are calling realtors and numbers. So if you've been on the call, you have access to the recording. So the idea is we do them every other week. Be on as many as you possibly can. There's coaches from the company that are engaged in the chats, giving you answers to your questions. And of course, Tarek constantly getting out of his comfort zone and doing these calls for us. So good.
I will harass you, stalk you, annoy you, and bother you until you make it happen for you. That's what I'm going to do.
Mike, let me add one other thing onto that too. I mean, you're listening to what Tarek's saying, and it sounds very casual, and I think we can all agree on that. But it's very methodical and it's very structured, and that's what we're going to teach you to do. I mean, we've all done this for a long time. And as you do it more and more, it's going to become more and more comfortable, right? And everybody can imagine that. And the other thing, like with Christy, she's on here right now and she's asking about certain deals. That's what we do on every single week on Wednesdays and Thursdays. That's what we do for our students. They bring us deals. We talk to the agents. We help them negotiate deals, run numbers, which I really think is very, very, very powerful for our students, not only giving them the confidence, but giving them the experience in having these conversations.
Absolutely. So I'm going to answer a couple questions really quick, just for fun. So let's, okay. So real quick, okay. Please explain wholesaling. I'm going to make this very, very simple. Okay. So on the very first call tonight, there was a fixer-upper house listed at $265,000. Let's just say the real estate agent accepted an offer from me for $245,000. So I'm going to write an offer for $245,000. The buyer, Tarek, buys houses and or assignee. When I put assignee, that gives me the right to assign that to someone else. So now the contract signed tonight. I just got my contract signed for $245,000. Then I call my investor friend Bob. I said, hey, Bob, I got this killer deal at $270,000. Do you want it? Bob looks at the deal. He goes, I want it at $270,000. So tomorrow I call escrow. I connect the buyer and the seller together, and I get the difference. So my contract with the seller is $225,000. My contract with the third-party buyers for $270,000 or $245,000. Sorry. So my contract with the seller is $245,000. My contract with my buyers $270,000. So how much did I make for putting them together? $25,000, and that's wholesaling. You're getting someone to sign a contract, and then you're pretty much selling that contract at a higher price to a different buyer. And if you're asking, well, why would they pay more? Well, because they couldn't find the deal, and you did. That's why you get paid. What if you're already an agent? What do you say to them? Oh, I am an agent, and I say the same thing. If you are looking to buy deals, to flip, to buy rentals, you never take commission. You always work directly with the listing agent, and that really increases your odds of winning. Okay. Someone asked if there's a recording of past classes. I don't know if you're homeschooled students, but in the student center, we have like zillions of hours of recordings. Okay, let's call for Chrissy Gemstone. Here we go. What was the name? Grayson?
I believe it was Michelle. I think it was Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle.
Okay. And when did this last sell?
Let's see. One second. Doesn't look. They might have owned it for a long time. Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they've owned it for a long time. You need the number, Tark, or you got it?
No, it's just ringing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just so you guys know, in Arizona, data only goes back to 1978 online. So it's sometimes it's tough to find it if they've owned it for a long time.
All right, let's find a different one.
Cool. I got one more for you. It is, let me pull this up real quick.
And then we probably have, I'd say, about 5-7 more minutes. And guys, then we'll hop into a little bit of Q&A. And I hope you guys had a lot of fun tonight. The whole purpose of tonight was for me to make you believe in you. I'm telling you, tonight was for you to believe in you. This one's already fixed up looking.
So, yeah, it does look like it's already fixed up. Looks like
It sold a year ago. So who gave you this one and why?
This is Chrissy. This is the for sale by owner one. So I don't think
this is a for sale by owner. So they paid $215. What are they asking, Chrissy?
$260.
Oh man, you guys ready for a rough call? You guys want to see a rough call?
That's why I gave it to you. I want to hear it.
All right. All right. So they paid $215. They're asking $250. All right. What's the number? Do we have a number?
Christy, do you have the number or did you send it to me? I didn't see it.
I'm looking.
Okay.
Darn it.
I don't see it. Bought through. I don't think you sent it to me. I apologize.
And you guys, the best part about contracts, you don't write the contract. The agent representing you writes the contract. So you don't even need to know about that.
Yeah, Chrissy, I don't have it. If you have it, you can give it to Tarek, but I do not have the phone number with what you gave me.
Yeah, the source was fizzbird.com off of Redfin, I guess. I'll look it up. I'll find it.
Okay, so yeah, and someone just asked,
we'll do that on Thursday then.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and someone just asked me, why don't I flip mobile homes? It's for the same reason why I don't flip $50,000 houses or $100,000 houses or $150,000 houses. Because what did we talk about earlier? We talked about our most valuable resource in life. It's not money, it's time. So the amount of time it would take you to find, flip, and sell a mobile home, it'd be the same amount of time to go do a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $700,000 house. The difference is you get paid a lot more if you do a more expensive house than if you were to do a mobile home. So choose wisely where you spend your time. And listen, don't be intimidated by dollar amounts. You can wholesale a $2 million house for $2.5 million. You can make a $500,000 fee. Like, you see what I'm saying? You're not buying the real estate. You just got to find the deal. All right. All right. What do you do when agents will not take or refuse to write a contract, the wording and or assignee? Well, if I can buy it myself, I buy it. If not, I move on and find someone else that will. Who writes the wholesale contract? That would be you, the investor. The purchase contract would be the agent. The wholesale contract would be the investor. And we have class after class after class on how to do this stuff. Okay. Should we call a couple more and then do Q&A, Mike? What do you think?
Yeah, I think if you have time, we can do one more and then we'll go into Q&A.
All right. Maybe Tammy, send me an email.
Tammy has the links where to send those deals. Tammy, submit it for the partnership with Tarek program.
All right. Where do you guys want to go? You want to go back to LA or California?
Let's go to West Hollywood.
Oh, wow. That's flipping the territory.
We're calling from, we called agents in Alaska selling $100,000 manufactured home to agents in Arizona selling mobile homes. And now we're going to call multi-million. And you'll see it's all the same. It doesn't matter. Same conversation, same questions. All right. So let's look for a junkier one here.
What is this?
Yeah, let's go to page 2. No, that's yeah, not much inventory, huh?
There's not. No, there's really not a lot of inventory. It's interesting.
Yeah, inventory shrinking. It's kind of interesting, you know. Like right now, I'm personally moving away from wholesaling again back to flipping because you know, I'm not leaving all that profit on the table.
Yeah, so Tarek, will you explain? I've had some students ask me as well. It's like, okay, so when is, and I tell them the same thing, what we teach and what we do with you, because we are so active, we might be teaching you one thing today and something different in 2 months. Will you explain to them, I mean, how that inventory works and how we analyze that?
You guys, so it's very simple to understand, okay? So whether you're wholesaling a house or you're flipping a house, everything you do to get the house is the exact same. The difference is what happens after you get a contract signed. So here's what I'm telling you. Like for me, for my company, we don't know if we're gonna wholesale or flip it, right? Until after we get it. So maybe we go into it and we're like, okay, we're probably gonna wholesale it and we get it at a good price. And then we're like, oh, we're just gonna flip this thing. So whether you're wholesaling or flipping, you still gotta generate the lead, you gotta find the property, and you gotta execute a contract. And we teach that. That is real estate investing. Now, if you want to wholesale it because you don't want to fix and flip, we show you how to do that.
I'm going to add on to that too, Tarek. I mean, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I forgot what I was saying. Go ahead, Grayson.
No, you're fine. One of the things that I always tell our students as well because they're always like, what do I do with wholesale? How do I find them? How do I do this? It's more about finding the actual deal. And wholesale is more of an acquisition strategy. You don't have to wholesale anything. Once you get the deal, you can do whatever you want with it. It could be an Airbnb, it could be a flip, it could be a wholesale deal, it could be a short-term rental, it could be a long-term rental, mid-term rental. And that's what we're here to help you distinguish and figure out, right? I mean, wholesaling is really more about finding the deals and having that tool on your tool belt to be able to give yourself those opportunities, right?
100%. But here's what I don't understand, okay? Here's what I don't understand, because I see the exact same questions. Instead of wondering, you guys, we have all the answers. And once you have the answers, you can go take action. So instead of wondering, start learning and start implementing and start winning is what I'm saying. I've already done the learning. You don't have to learn it. I just have to teach it to you, okay? You don't have to build this from ground zero. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years.
I think I found a gem. It's expensive, but it's a gem.
Let's see this. Who's the agent on it?
Man, I hate that tile. Douglas Elliman and Tammy Lee or Lie.
Yeah. Let's give it a call. Why not? Tracy Tudor, 1310-595-3889.
Please hold while I try to connect you. Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for.
All right, Mike. Let's open it up for some Q&A. I think we had a great calling night. We had 6 solid conversations. We generated leads. They sent us other deals that they had, and who knows? A deal might come out of tonight. We'll see. But I thought tonight was a huge success. We had all different types of conversations. We had happy real estate agents. We had not so happy real estate agents. We had higher end real estate agents. We had agents representing mobile homes and manufactured homes. And we even talked to an agent in Alaska. So we were all over the country today. So with that said, Mike, I'll let you kind of run the comments here and let me know what do you want to chat about?
Yeah, there's been a number of questions that come up. I would say this at this point, no more questions about properties. We've done really well on looking at properties tonight. What are the general questions you have about breaking into real estate investing? Do a summit in Tampa. Okay, yes, Jeff. I'm advocating for Central Florida as well. Tarek knows that. I love it. I love it. I love it. How do you know what is a good lead? I like that question, right? Because it's so broad. But Tarek, what are the key points that you use for finding a good lead?
Okay, so here's what I want to do. Whoever's asking the questions, I want to talk to them.
Perfect. So this is Rachel Lynn. Rachel, can you unmute and come on with Tarek?
Am I on?
Hi, Rachel.
There she is.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I was just wondering, just how you can find a good lead, basically.
Okay. There's a lot. Okay. So when you say a lead for a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's 2 ways to generate leads. And this is very important for all of you. Way 1, you don't have a lot of money. Way 2, you have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, you're going to do marketing, digital marketing, TV marketing, radio marketing, podcast marketing, search marketing, get the phone to ring, right? But that takes a lot of money. Most people, when they start, they don't have $20, $50, $100, $200,000 a month for marketing, right? So they put off the marketing. So then how do you find the deals if you have no marketing? Well, one way is exactly what I did tonight. Totally free. The only thing it costs you is time. And guess what? There is 100% chance you'll get deals doing what I did tonight. Not a 5, not a 9. There's 100% chance. If you do it enough and you do it long enough, you're going to get deals. So that's one way. Calling agents off the MLS. Another way, calling owners directly. So you can pull a list of people that own multiple properties in your state. Call them, see if they want to sell some. You can call absentee owners, meaning they own property in your state, but they live somewhere else. A lot of times they're management nightmares and they want to sell them. So you can go and you can send letters, you can knock on doors, you can go to notice of defaults. There are so many ways to generate leads and find deals. So what are your favorite ways that you're working on right now?
Well, it's just interesting to see how you went in to like Zillow, and then you went and you saw like like a person's phone number, and it was basically like kind of like lead. Well, in its own way, but I just don't know how it made it a lead because I'm still learning about real estate. But it's just very interesting to me because I was in sales and I was doing copiers, printers, but it's different. But it's just interesting because sales, it all relates. It's just, how does it relate to selling something else?
Exactly. So why were these leads tonight? So they were leads, and they were leads based on us looking at the houses. So they were leads because they looked like they needed work. They were leads because they had multiple price reductions.
Okay.
So those make them a leads. It's a fixer-upper that's been on the market, that's reduced their price. That is a lead.
Okay.
I want all of you guys to win in this business. I'm telling you, you can do it. It's the best business in the world. All right, Mr. Michael.
Somebody asked a more specific question, which I think is a fair question. What percentage of ARV, we probably need to educate everyone on what ARV means, do you work in for purchase price? Is it 60%, 65%? What's the sweet spot that you typically look for? That is from Tim Fryer. So if Tim is on and wants to come off mute.
Okay, listen, I know within homeschooled, we teach the formulas and this and that, but listen, I do it my way. I taught myself to flip my way, and I don't do it that way. I'll show you guys exactly how I do it. And for me, it's the simplest way to make fast decisions. Okay. So here's all I do. The first thing I want to identify is what is my ARV, my after repair value. So the first question I do is I look at a junky house and I ask myself, when this thing is nice, what is the highest I can sell it for? So let's just say Mike sends me a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,200 square foot house. And he says, Tarek, I want you to buy it. Great. First thing I want to find out, what can I sell it for? I run comps. I find out that I can buy this junky house and fix it up. It's going to be worth $500,000. Okay. That's my sale price when I fix it up and flip it. The house is a piece of junk. I know it's going to cost me $100,000 to make it look nice so I can sell it for $500,000. So we take $500,000 minus $100,000 to fix it up, puts me at $400,000. I know that when I sell the house for $500,000, I have 6% in closing costs and commission. 6% times $500,000 is $30,000. So I take my ARV of 500 minus 100,000 to fix it up, puts me at 4, minus 30,000 to sell it, puts me at 370. So here's what we just learned. We just learned if I buy Mike's house for $370,000, I fix it up, I hire a realtor, and I sell it, how much money am I making? Zero. Why? Because we said the break even was 370, right? So I got to buy it for 370. I got to put 100 into it to fix it up for 470. And then if I sell it, I got to pay real estate agents and commissions for another 30. That puts me at 500. So what I do is this. I take 500,000, my ARV, minus how much it's going to cost me to fix it up. In this case, 100,000 puts me at 4. It's going to cost me 30,000 to sell, puts me at 370. Now I know my break even's 370. So at this point, I just pick my profit. How much do I want to make? If I want to make 100 grand, I offer 270. If I want to make 70 grand, I offer 300. Does that make sense, everybody? Very simple. Like ARV minus rehab minus selling, find your break even, and then pick how much money you want to make. And that's your offer price.
I love it. I love it. And they're saying, yes, 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 Tim. I hope that answered your question. They said, yes, working backwards sounds simple, right? So they're getting it. That's really good. Really, really good. Simple method. Yes, much simpler than what
I'm not, trust me, I'm not a rocket science. Listen, before real estate investing, I delivered pizza and I wasn't even that good. So actually, I was actually the best driver at Papa John's.
Sorry, you're very modest. You just did a ton of math very quickly, as you do on the show on a regular basis. Numbers are your friend for sure. Let's see, better than looking at YouTube. That's for darn sure. Somebody asked a really, sorry, I'm scrolling back. And they said they know that this is an opinion. I have an opinion on this. I have very specific numbers that I go over on this. But sorry, somebody said, this is Brad Gordon. So Brad, if you are on and would like to come unmuted, let's see if we hear from Brad. Brad asked, do you buy the property? Oh, there's Brad. What's up?
Not much. I'm putting my little guy to sleep, so I was sneaking out real quick.
Brad, do you want to go ahead and ask your question about the LLCs?
Yeah, I know this is an opinion only because everybody's going to think a different way, but we got started here. I do residential loans, but we do some property flips, and we're really digging deep into it now. And my question, I've asked a couple of my attorney buddies out here. We're in the suburbs of Chicago out here, big attorney state. I'm like, hey, should I be bulking these in multiple LLCs or putting it under my main LLC, or just get like a monster umbrella policy, insurance policy, and then just walk on with it? What do you think's opinionated? What do you think's the best?
Well, unfortunately, I can't really share my opinions when it comes to these matters because I just terrified of getting in trouble. But everything you said is correct, and it really okay. I mean, how can I answer this? Here's what I do know: some investors, they're going to flip 500 houses in one LLC. Some investors, they flip every single house in a separate LLC, but that gets very expensive. And then, I would say what's more common is flipping a few houses under different LLCs. Not one, but multiple.
Yeah. All right. Great answer.
And Tarek, I think the average for most LLC setups is that it covers about, this is an average, about $5 million in liability. So if that LLC is holding a group of properties and you're looking at it from a financial protection standpoint, properties up to that amount could possibly be protected. The key with a lot of LLCs is to diversify the asset class. So if you have buy and holds, don't have them in the same place as things that you're flipping, don't have them in the same place as short-term rentals. You want to make sure you use it as a protection mechanism, not not as like
I love you, but here's the answer. We know nothing about taxes or tax laws or LLCs. Yeah. So make sure you talk to a licensed professional.
Yeah. No, yeah, good stuff, guys. That's why I kept throwing opinion on there. But yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah. I trust my tax attorney on that stuff at the end of the day. I do research and then it's like I call the professional. All right. Now, I'm a referral agent and my license. Oh, here we go. This is the fun stuff, Tarek. Teresa, if I'm a referral agent and my license hangs with a broker, what are my obligations? It's my understanding I cannot solicit business. So, yeah, exactly. So, Teresa, if you're there, you can pop on. But Tarek, what's your response to that?
Yeah, 100% licensed agents can be real estate investors. They just must disclose that they are licensed and that they must disclose they're acting as a principal only.
Right. So that language you used earlier today about principal only, if you're listening, Tarek gives clues in everything he does. So if you're licensed, please do not shy away from real estate investing. If you're a realtor, you have your finger on the pulse of the market. More than anyone, you should be taking that step into real estate investing like Tarek and Heather have. Through their careers, this is where they built their wealth.
Yeah. All right, Mike, I think, what do you think? One or two more questions? What do we got?
Do we have one more burning question? I'm looking in the chat. I'm kind of scrolling. One more burning question. And Ismail, God bless you. You've had your hand up this whole time. If you can post your questions in the chat, so that we can see what questions are coming up, that would be appreciated. I'm just scrolling, Tarek. There were a couple questions that came in as we were chatting. Hang on.
Yeah, but while you're looking, I had a good time tonight. Tonight was fun. I enjoyed tonight. And
let's see.
I hope a lot of you can't sleep tonight because of this. I do. I hope you say, damn it, I'm going to do this. And you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to say, I'm going to be a real estate investor. And then 3 years from now, 2 years from now, your life is going to look different. And the rest of your life will look different because once you've got it, you got it. It's not going away. If you can do it once, you can do it twice, which means once you figure this out, you could take it with you for the rest of your life.
There's a question that's coming up, and I think it's worth you addressing in the way you typically do, which I love. So somebody asked about, what, when we're paying attention to the market, how's the market going to respond in coming future? And you always have the best response about people looking for the crystal ball.
I mean, man, I've been looking for the crystal ball myself. I still can't find that damn thing. So here's the thing. I don't care who you talk to or who you ask. This is coming from Tarek El Moussa. It is impossible to time a real estate market. And it's impossible. It's not about timing the real estate market. It's about time in the real estate market, which means get in and start playing the game. Here's an example. Let's just say you're waiting for the market to shift, and all of a sudden 6 years go by like it just happened, and it didn't do that, and it kept going up. Well, what just happened? You just lost 6 years of investing in real estate. Okay, I'm going to give you guys an example. I broke my rule. And my rule is you do not time the market. You're always working the market. When the pandemic hit, I was sure the market was going to tank. Like, I was like, okay, I'm timing this thing. I backed out of 2 $4 million deals. Guess what happened? The pandemic. This was during the pandemic. One sold for 10 million, one sold for 11 million. Now, if I could go back, do you think I would have canceled those deals? No. Why did I? Because I thought I was timing the market. And if anyone out there tells you they're timing the market, they're full of shit.
I got to ask you, Tarek, you covered going into one of those houses with Heather on the show. I think it was like the second episode of the Flipping El Moussas, where you came in and said, I looked at this house, and you looked at the remodel of the home. Is that one of them?
Yes. That's supposed to be our house. We were buying it for us.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Good stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you found value from tonight, if you're thankful for Tarek's mentorship, if you had a great time with Grayson, if you loved listening to Tarek's approach, please let him know in the chat with a big thank you. And we get some booms from the students. Good. The Flipping Summit is this coming weekend in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you would like to attend and spend 2 days with us, please go to theflippingsummit.com. Come and join us and our students as we do things like this. Live dial. We are workshopping. It's not just talking heads. We do have some great guest speakers as well, though. And if you are wanting strategy sessions, we've posted the link for strategy sessions. Grayson has some openings. He said he had 5 tomorrow, 5 the next day. I think a couple of them have already been taken. Coach Jason put the link for the Flipping Summit there in the chat. And thank you so much for taking your time with us this evening. It was fun. Thank you for being quick on the button with properties for us to review. And Casey, thank you. No worries with your questions. We always love to have your questions. Thank you for diving in with us tonight. The link for the Flipping Summit is in the chat. If you want a strategy session, we will put the link for the strategy sessions. And thank you once again for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Come on, you guys. Let's go. Flipping Summit. I better see everybody there.
All right. Have a good night.